Turntable Stories. This programme was funded by Comisiún na Man with the television licence fee. There are many different ways to buy records, from trawling the charity shops to finding that rare 7-inch on Discogs. Two important ways are buying special edition vinyl on Record Store Day, or going to record fairs, where there is a wide variety of new and second-hand stuff for sale. I went to Steamboat Records in Limerick for Record Store Day, and there was a great atmosphere. The local college radio station Wired FM were broadcasting live, with bands playing while people browsed the racks and looked for the latest limited editions.
You're only tuning in now, or you're just in store. We're here live at Steamboat, and all the music you're hearing is right here in store. So if you're not down here, you really need to get down here.
Get down here, get down now.
That was Caroline and Sean, guitarist. Thank you so much.
Me and you, going fair, broken hearts, just mine, spirit strong, holding hands, talk to you, trying to figure where you are, talk to you, hoping that you conversate, show me some, holding back, show me how, love can last, words spoke, mean so much, if nothing else, keep in touch, calloused hands, clenched heart, knuckles red, hard head, consequences, tears fall, raindrops, quiet voice, reassured, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, walk with me, keep my eyes from the sea, keep my heart from despair, keep my spirit from defeat, keep it all for yourself, my island boy is what I've seen, I've kept your company in fear, it's tragic when I don't believe, prove me wrong, every time, still I fall, tell me where to put my foot next, I can't take another loss, give me strength, 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 give me strength to carry cross. Say our prayers, I was told, reconciled, good and bad, it's the same. Holding on, letting go, it's the same. Pick a side.
Record Store Day first took place in the US, with independent record stores celebrating vinyl culture. The first Record Store Day took place on the 19th of April 2008. Today, Record Store Day is celebrated at independent record stores around the world. The organisation works with both independent and major labels throughout the year to create contests, special releases and promotions in order to spotlight the benefits of supporting these independent stores.
Hi, I'm Mark Carey. I'm the owner of Steamboat Records in Limerick. We're one of the largest independent record stores in the country.
And we're here on Record Store Day, so explain to us, why is it important to you?
I suppose it's a celebration of music. It's a celebration of people in our community, the musicians in our community. And it's just a day for everyone that loves music to come together. All the new releases and limited edition releases that come out. And yeah, it's just it's one big party.
And do people come in especially to buy these special editions and coloured vinyl and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we open early. We open at 9 o'clock. And we usually have a queue of maybe 40, 50 people sometimes. It varies. And yeah, people come in like they're diehard collectors of different bands, different artists. And there's always something special for someone to pick up, or even just some classics.
Record Store Day has come in for some criticism in recent years. Some people claim it has been hijacked somewhat by the major record labels, flooding the record stores with their products, and this has seen prices rising and the spirit of the day being lost. But for music lovers like Claudia, record shopping is for more than one day a year.
Well, I've always had an interest in records. My dad would have collected them when he was younger, and I would look at his stuff. So very well, I'm into Queen. Queen is definitely my record of choice to go to. Anything like Bohemian Rhapsody, Another One Bites the Dust is very much up my alley. There's nothing really in particular that I won't pick up. That's Queen for myself. I like all like the singles and the small EP type stuff. So anything like live recordings, I do tend to be drawn towards because they tend to sound different than the studio recordings, and you might get something different. The records that were made back when the music came out is also a nice thing to have.
And Record Store Day, does it make you come out and go to the record shop in particular?
Personally, I didn't know it was record day today. Myself and my boyfriend, we just happened to be coming in. We tend to wait a little bit to see what new records come into the shop because they do a lot of the second-hand stuff from people. So that's where we kind of come in to have a look at what's coming every couple of weeks.
And do you mostly buy new or second-hand ones?
I don't really have a preference. If I see a new album that's in vinyl form, I will pick it up because it's nice to have it. But I'd pick up an old vinyl anytime. Before, vinyls probably wouldn't have been as expensive as some of the newer ones are now. Like I'm seeing vinyls that are going up 70, €100, and I think that's a little bit above what I'd be looking to spend on a vinyl. But like with the secondhand vinyls, you get great deals. Like you could get a small single that could only be like a $5, and you can pick up nice vinyls that could be like below the €15 mark. So I do try to look for a bargain when it comes to picking up a vinyl, but I'd stretch it to maybe about 20, 25 if it was something new and something I was really interested in.
And now in Steamboat, we have Paddy Mulcahy.
Paddy Mulcahy is a local electronic artist from Limerick who is playing live at Steamboat as part of Record Store Day. I asked him about releasing his own album on vinyl.
The album I released on vinyl was called How to Disappear, and it came out in November 2019, so shortly before all of the stuff happened. That whole process was very exciting for me personally, because it was my first like major record deal, and I was dealing with a label called Phases, who were part of the Believe digital distribution company in London. Yeah, it was just fantastic to have a kind of like a lot of the issue with kind of being an independent, self-sustaining artist is the motivation and keeping like the end goal in sight. When you're dealing with a company and with different people, like marketing departments and all of this kind of stuff, there's kind of a fire lit under you, and you have to I'm not saying that I wouldn't be doing that anyway as an independent artist, but there's that extra kind of push there, and there's you're like meeting deadlines and doing all of this, but then to bring it to fruition and see like this physical product and to hold it was like incredibly special. The artwork was taken by a local photographer, videographer, Shane Vaughan, a very close friend of mine, and like we've been collaborating on so many projects for the best part of 10 years. Actually, funny enough, today in Steamboat, a guy I met, so he came to the performance today, and he actually bought the last copy of How to Disappear on vinyl in the store, and even that alone is complete validation for everything that I do. And it's what I want from my music is to is to like touch people and to, you know, make an impact. And after a performance, if somebody says like that really, you know, I've been told that people have worked things out in their heads while listening to me play, and that's completely perfect. Like that's all I want from anything.
Customers Lauren and Harry spoke about buying vinyl, why they like it, and the expense of a vinyl habit.
Sounds different. I don't know. You can tell when it's like a physical media copy, and it supports the artist a lot more. So I think Spotify, their policies don't really give a lot to the artists, and as well, you can just tell by the sound it's not the same.
Definitely, and I think it also helps me remember tunes or songs, artists I'd forget about. That like when I have the album in my hand, I'm like, oh, I love Brian Eno. I'd want to listen to this. But like when maybe if I was just like on my phone, I wouldn't think about it. It wouldn't come to mind.
And what about here for Record Store Day? There's bands playing, so would that kind of encourage you to go to a record shop?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think I've been to Steamboat before, and I've lived in Limerick for 4 years. I only came out today because the bands were on. And I think like having local artists out as well is a big thing.
So it's cool to have stuff on. You know, it's an alternative to going to gigs. It's kind of nice to be out during the day listening to live music.
I would like to continue to buy it. It is very expensive though, but I just tend to buy like secondhand ones now, or go on Discogs and stuff and get secondhand. So I think if I could keep doing that, and if they don't gouge the prices up too much on there and like on the used ones, then definitely I'd like to keep getting them, yeah.
What kind of customers are buying, we'll say, the Record Store Day stuff? You know, what kind of age group?
Well, to be honest, we've been doing it now for, I suppose, 5 or 6 years. And it's definitely changed. The demographic has kind of widened. I suppose before it was like the big ones would have been like the U2s and the Thin Lizzies and the David Bowies. And I think in more recent years, like the demographic has widened. So this year, Olivia Rodrigo was the big seller. And like Paramore had a record that went very well. And you still sell all the, like Thin Lizzy have something now. The Cranberries have buried the hatchet on 2LP for the very first time. Dolores O'Riordan's 2007 album came out for the very first time on vinyl. But it's a mix. You know, it's great. Things are like actively changing. You know, Taylor Swift, whether you like her or love her or hate her, people like that are having a massive impact on the younger generation getting into music, and yeah, becoming kind of music appreciators.
Yeah. What is enough? What is enough? I used to think it 10 out in hand would satisfy us. Yeah. Until I went bust. Pocket money dummy. I was just trying to save up, trying to get brand new brogues. I was in school with holes in my shoes and soles. Right, a good kid didn't mind. I had a rich soul. Thought I was the man when I got new Nikes from the bro. Came in next day on point, had a fight till flight, then got sent home. On my tippy toes, looking slick as fuck, trying to fetch a bone. I was thieving out of stores, I was taking loans, trying to provide. I was living broke, looking like £1,000, not a cent to show. I was so ashamed, it was all for sure. But I should let you know something I was told. You could buy the world, but still feel alone.
I don't wanna hurt nobody. I just wanna love somebody. I don't wanna hurt nobody. I just wanna love somebody.
My name is Jordan Kelly, aka Strange Boy. I'm a rapper from Limerick City.
And are you a collector? Do you buy vinyl yourself?
I'm a big lover of music, and I don't think there's much better than vinyls that encapsulates music than that. Really, I think it's a great way to support the artists. Yeah, it's just a great form of like media. Just playing that old school, putting it on a record player. Do you know what I mean? You can't beat it.
So, do you think there's a big difference between press and play on a song on Spotify to taking out a record and putting it on?
Yeah, no, I think it takes the emotion out of it. I think it takes the personal touch out of it, because if you go into a record store and you're like looking for new music and you like sift through all the records and you pick one out that you like, maybe the cover got you or whatever, it doesn't matter what it is, and then you go home and play it, it's very personal. Whereas with streaming these days, all you have to do is just type up a song and just press play. It's kind of, there's not really no, yeah, there's nothing to it. Like, it's just too easy. I mean, I think artists are really expected to give out their stuff for free these days. So I think the vinyl is the epitome of, like, you know, music, and like I think that's what it was at its peak, and I'm glad that, like, that's still a thing, you know.
Yeah, I think having physical merchandise there after a performance is really important for, you know, let's say the audience, to take that moment home with you. There's always a sentimental attachment with leaving a venue with a record or with a hoodie or I don't know, a hat or a t-shirt or something. Not only in terms of the audience enjoying that work or, you know, supporting the artist by wearing their name on a t-shirt. I think physical merchandise and sales from this is incredibly important in terms of financially supporting the artist. We all know about the issues with the amount of revenue artists see from streaming platforms. Record sales, clothing, whatever sales is massive.
From Record Store Day in Limerick, I went on a bit of a road trip to Letterkenny in Donegal. I was there for the Earagail Arts Festival, and there was a record fair taking place. At the back of Blake's bar, there were people milling around, browsing records and boxes, with DJ spinning vinyl in the corner. I bumped into 15-year-old Charlie and his mother Maggie and asked him about what he had just picked up.
I just thought it looked really cool. It's I didn't even know the name of it. It says, Kursk something or other, Ben Thropt. It's awesome though. It's an awesome cover.
So was it just the cover that attracted you and you went, I'm going to give that a try?
Yes, it was the cover. It looks really cool, kind of very metal-y kind of thing.
And is that something that you do often? You just pick a cover and take a chance on something?
No, I've only done it a few times.
What about, did you inherit any vinyl from your parents, or would you have different tastes?
Well, I have a bit different taste to my mum. We like a few bands. We both like the Smiths, but she's given me a few of her singles. We have a Freddie Mercury single. We have a Sultans of Ping single. Oh, it's a great single. You Talk Too Much. Yeah, that's it really though, you know.
And, you know, streaming is so popular and you can kind of get anything on streaming. So why do you think vinyl, why would you buy it?
It's kind of magic. The experience of taking the record out and actually putting it on the player is half of what attracts me to it. And then it just sounds a lot warmer, in my opinion, too, than just listening on the streaming site, you know? And it's also, you know, is a bit lesser, but it's also kind of a bit of a decoration piece, too.
You're here with your son at the record fair. Is it something that you share, the collecting records or talking about them?
Yeah, like, you know, he's only recently started, he's 15 now, so he's only recently started getting into music or buying records and stuff. So it's very interesting to watch somebody newly discover something that you've known forever, like, you know. What? You haven't heard of that? So that's always cool, you know. So it's a nice little interaction that we can have together, you know, the music, talking about it and listening together as well. He has the vinyl set up in his room, and then there's a digital Bluetooth in the kitchen. So I can listen to them all. It's great, like, you know.
What is it about vinyl that makes it special?
Well, as Charlie said as well, like, it's a completely different sound, a warmer, more analog sound, like. And as I said to Charlie the other day as well, when the internet goes down, we'll be the only ones with music.
The record fair is run by a group called BRR BRR BRR. I asked Taff, one of the people behind it, where the strange name came from.
We were living in Sligo. It was midwinter, and we had to come up with an event name. And I was walking down the street, and a person walked by me and was like, "Brr." And it happened 3 times, you know. And then I was like, okay, I'll just use that.
And what is the setup like at the record fair? How do you choose what labels to feature or sellers to feature in it?
It's kind of community based, you know, so it's really recommendations, you know, and like through each label you always end up meeting someone else, or someone else makes a recommendation, and then, you know, like we're fairly open with the music, you know. It's like you know, like when we have people DJing, we don't really have any rules other than just play what you love. And a lot of the independent labels, you know, it is a labor of love. And so it's just more taking care and caring for what people care about.
What kind of crowd goes to the record fair events?
It's really diverse. It's kind of something that's really nice, because, you know, a lot of it is a lot of labels will be, you know, experimental music. You know, it's, you know, some of it's like niche of the niche, and you know, but we have a wide variety there, and we try and cater to everything, you know, and it's really nice, like, seeing people, you know, from young to old, like, you know, like someone always finds something, you know, that they love. Like my highlight of yesterday, there was a little old lady that came in, and she was so excited to see tapes there, you know, and the secondhand tapes, and she had her 2 shopping bags, and then she just filled her arms with as many tapes as she could carry, and it was just wonderful to see.
Another person browsing through the racks is Paula. She remembers a turntable being a staple of the family home.
I remember my record player from back from at home from when I was a kid really, really well. And like I had my own little record collection of like nursery rhymes, and The Sound of Music was a big favourite in our house as well. And And I know, like, looking back, that my parents had some incredible records, particularly Irish folk music, that I would love to have in my collection, and they just got rid of them all. You know, it was all about upgrading to what was new and modern at the time, and the record player went and all the records went with it, which is a real shame.
And why do you think it has kind of made such a revival in the last few years?
I suppose maybe sound quality, but maybe the ritual element of it as well, you know, kind of missing that or missing something that makes you feel a bit more connected to the music. You know, I feel like I grew up in the era of tape, and yeah, they were frustrating, and there was a lot of pressing of buttons and backwards and forwards, but you sort of felt like you made time to be with the music. And then, you know, my kind of late teens, early 20s, when MP3 players were really taking off and taking over. And I just over the years found I listened to music less, weirdly, because of that, because it was maybe more convenient and you didn't have to sort of set aside the time. So, you know, when I do make the time to sit down and listen to my records, it's a conscious decision. And, you know, you sort of turn everything else off, and it's just about being there with the music and chatting with friends, and the act of choosing, you know, and flipping through them and just selecting something, and not always based on what you're in the mood for. Sometimes you're just like, you discover something you'd forgotten about, or you're drawn to a particular album cover at that moment, and yeah, there's just something a bit more tangible.
Hi, I'm Sharon McMenamin. I'm of a certain age, late 50s, and living here in Letterkenny off and on since 1968.
And when you were out buying records there, I saw you kind of had your own method of different ones, picking out ones that you liked and trying to decide. So what's your method at a record fair like that? Like, how do you decide what you're going to buy?
It's just a feeling. It's just an immediate connection. I got a Miles Davis record around midnight, but I'm not really up on my jazz, but I saw him back in the day with an old boyfriend who I just emailed to say, is this one any good? And he's like, well, that era of Miles Davis, you know, people would go for Kind of Blue. And I'm kicking myself because I remember seeing it and passing on it previously. This one was here, and it's shrink wrapped and 180 gram colored vinyl, so I got it. But I had to leave behind Ma Rainey and her jazz band. There were 2 albums there, but I didn't know anything about the pressings. Like, there's certain pressings, you know, when it's got the little sticker, limited edition, 180 gram, you know it's something special.
You have talked about different pressings and limited edition. So are these things that you look for?
You know, there's a bit of joy and like, oh my God, and be still my teenage heart, and also wondering, what's wrong with it? Take a look over it. Okay. Ooh, it's shrink wrapped. Ooh, okay. Look on the back. Is it a reissue? What is it?
To finish up this episode, we'll go back to Charlie, the 15-year-old at the record fair. He had a brilliant story about a very special record he found recently.
Well, just the other day, it was like a week ago, I was in Derry, I was in the Yellow Yard, and I got this Cure single, and at the back it had some writing, but I didn't really focus on the writing because I thought it was part of the design, and I took it home and I played it, and while I was playing it, I was looking at the sleeve, and on the sleeve it said All the Best, Robert Smith. My heart started beating, my eyes widened, went down to tell, do you think this is Robert Smith's signature, ma'am? And sure, we looked at it, yeah, it looks pure like it, and then we did a bit of research, and it was a signed Cure single, and it's insane. And then it was about probably signed around 1984 based on his handwriting and stuff. Oh my God, I was so happy. I was happy as Larry all day. Like, oh my God, still am, because it only happened like a week ago. You know, it's still not real to me.
Turntable Stories. Produced by Alan Meany. Music by Eamon Bailey. This programme was funded by Comisiún na Man with the television licence fee.